What's good, everybody? Lucky Lefty Podcast, Honora Boys. We are in the building, brought to you by Honora Whiskey, HonoraWhiskey.com. It's that premium American whiskey, HonoraWhiskey.com. We are also courtesy of Bleav Network, Apple Podcast, Spotify. Tap in at Bleav Network and presented by FanDuel. Go and download the FanDuel app and get all of your prop bets for Notre Dame Navy. You can get it exclusively over at FanDuel.com. And after this big victory on Saturday night, take a shot of Honora. But if you do, you have to make sure that you do it
responsibly.
Let's get it lit. Lucky Lefty back in the building. I am Shaun Davis, SD2 mics. That dude right there, the original Lucky Lefty himself, MALIK ZAIRE. Courtesy of Bleav Network, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Audio edibles each and every day. You already know how it is. Subscribe to our YouTube. And when you do that, make sure you hit that thumbs up button for all of our content. And then leave your comments and questions because we indeed respond to all. We are the home of the misguided passion. And we are forever committed to making sure that we spin it different. Left, I feel like I've been away from everything. Literally, so for those of you who don't know, I was up in New York, Connecticut area the past 3-4 days. My uncle passed, who's a bishop up there. So as a family, we all left immediately after service on Sunday and went up there. And somber time, but God is still faithful, bro. God is still faithful. You know what I mean? The sun comes up. You become grateful for the days that you have, right? He lived a great life, the impact that was felt in his area. New Haven and the Hamden area. And I got disrespected, even though, because my cousins are disrespectful, bro.
Yeah.
So in the midst of us, being together, loving on each other, but still grieving, they constantly try to tell me, even Obama came up here to have some New Haven pizza. New Haven, we created pizza. And I'm like, bro.
Nobody heard of y'all.
Just hold on to Yale. Just be happy you got Yale University. Just bask in that for a little bit, man.
That's right. Take the wins.
Yeah. But man, look, let me tell you something, man. We keep soldiering on, and Connecticut is hey, man. Look, let me tell you something, man. So, have you seen the movie The Skulls, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, literally. Part of Skulls was actually filmed on Yale's campus.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So, yeah. So, like, it's this, like, little, I forget the name of the street, but it's like a row. This street, it's eerie, bro. Like, if you walk down this street or drive down this street at night,
you feel it.
You feel it like, all right, man. So I don't know how many people out there believe in secret societies and all that stuff. I guarantee you Left believes in them. That cat Left would text me with the most random stuff, the most random conspiracy theories out of nowhere, bro.
That ain't be true. That's the real one.
That cat Left would hit me. Hey, man, I know what Michael Jordan was betting on when he got suspended from the league. Like, he'll just hit me with some random stuff.
Because the information out there, people just don't want to believe it. That's what's crazy.
Oh, yeah. I've had Frank Pepe's already. My mom likes Frank Pepe's up there. In comparison to Chicago pizza, it's okay. Modern pizza is okay. I think Frank Pepe's, because I've been going up there for years, but Frank Pepe's is probably the best of the bunch.
And what does that rank in the Chicago's pizza sphere?
No, Frank Pepe's is good. Frank Pepe's is good.
But where is it over like some established places in Chicago? Could it survive the Chicago pizza market?
Frank Pepe's could blend in Chicago because it's not
What
like a touristy
about
spot. Well, I take that back. As the years have gone on, they have built more franchises and expanded up to like Waterbury and Hartford and those areas. But I think they even have a Frank Pepe's in Boston, if I'm not mistaken. But let me tell you something. They have I forget the name of this joint. They have a pizza spot that's behind. First of all, have you ever had insomnia cookies?
Yeah.
I got. I think the one on Yale's campus is like it's like the third one ever opened up.
Dang.
Yeah, it was like 10 years ago. It was like the first time I had insomnia cookie. And it was crazy because my aunt took us in there. It was like midnight. And I'm like, a cookie spot is open at midnight? She's like, yeah.
Match the name.
Yeah. I was like, yo, this is kind of dope. So yeah. But no, New Haven is always, man, it's always a great time. It's better in the summer though. It's better. It's really nice in the summer. It's one of those low-key spots in the summer. If anybody ever goes up that way, I forget, it's like kind of going towards Waterbury from New Haven. It's a spot called Ellie's Farmhouse. Bruh. Great breakfast food. Great breakfast and brunch food, bro.
Wow.
They got like a slow cooked pot roast stew.
Slow cook.
Bruh. Bruh. My brother was like, okay, this is church. He's like this is church. He was like, yeah, this is a blessing to your soul. It was a great time. So that's why we haven't been on air, because I've been up there taking care of that. I landed yesterday and was just extreme. I was, man, extremely tired. Because everything was over the course of 2 days. On Monday and Tuesday, flew back Wednesday, and was just extremely tired. And we're ready to talk some Notre Dame football, bro. We're going to hear from Al Washington, who I believe he has a big time group of players coming in this weekend. I'll give some my boy Quinn Burrell, Tavares Harrington, and Marquise Thornton, 3 players off of that Chicago Mount Carmel team that are like really in good position with Notre Dame, or Notre Dame is in good position with them. They almost went down in the first round of the playoffs, bro.
Damn.
I told you I was going to see it Friday, bro. It was, I was sitting there on the sideline when they were down 14 points, like, yo, this ain't looking good, bro. Oh, 14-point deficit. But like I told you last week, bro, IHSA was up to something, because you have to be above 500 to be an AQ for the state playoffs in Illinois. You're above 500, you automatically get in.
Oh, okay.
Well, of course, Loyola was 4-4, so they had to be a wild card if that spot was available. They get a wild card spot, a wild card entry. They just got beat by Mount Carmel the last game of the regular season, and the playoff committee pitched them against each other in the first round of the playoffs the very next week. Rivals. And I'm like, come on, man. You gonna make these dudes play back-to-back rivalry games against their arch rival? So you give it to Loyola. They came in ready. But my guys pulled it out. And I have some updates. I talked to both of those guys. Tavares Harrington, the 27 guys, and Quinn Burrell. Marcus Fakatu. I said that correctly. I'm not trying to cuss on air. 2028. He was the 3rd best overall player in the 2028 class out of Orange Lutheran in Orange, California.
Good
team. Absolutely. He reclassified, Left. He reclassified to the 2027 class, which I thought was interesting because, according to you, California is notorious for holding kids back.
At least 2 grades. I mean,
at least 2 grades.
You got you potential.
Yeah.
Or
So
you
he
go back.
reclassifies and he's excited. I mean, everybody's on the kid. Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, LSU, Notre Dame, Michigan. The who's who of college football have they already offered this kid. And so he has a great relationship with Coach Washington. And he said his visit to Notre Dame was incredible. Was
Okay.
absolutely incredible. So yeah, man, I'm super excited about the continuing. He wants to get back as soon as he can, and he wants to make a decision by the summer, beginning of the summer. So we'll talk about that, and then give a list some of the guys coming in this weekend that I think some of the fans should go check out their film. All right, Lev. Briefly, I'll let you recap and give your thoughts on Notre Dame's less than stellar win for the Boston College Eagles on Saturday.
Well, I think if anything, I would say, I told you so. Don't go back to the hood during wartime. And it took about 3 quarters for us to get that. And I'm glad they experienced this because it's not a didn't equal a loss. It just became a lesson. You don't go back for hot pockets, hugs and kisses and foot rubs and see your ex-girlfriend in high school and all that. You don't do that in the middle of the season because you just lose an edge. You lose that ground and pound, that grit, because you get cuddled and coddled and loved on too much. You lose the sight of the mission. You probably didn't even work out if you went home. So those are the things that young guys experience in the midst of a season because your bye week in a point of the season like that, you like, oh, good grief, thank you. I'm about to dip out. Well, unfortunately, you're not the brain hasn't developed enough. That frontal cortex isn't all put together just yet where you can process taking the foot off the brake. In season, you can't do that, in my opinion. You got to stay locked in, and you hear good stories of NFL greats and really good athletes that have their methods of how they stay locked in, and I think this is a part of it. Going home to the hood is dangerous, and they shouldn't be doing it anyway. But uh, overall, going back just the perspective of you just lose the edge. Why would you ever want to relax when you know you got a game the next week? Just that mindset alone is how you get in the trick bag. What's the point of a bye week is not to have a game, but to be in the mindset of recovery for the next game, not vacation. Like, what are we talking about? Like, I wasn't surprised the first 3 quarters because I told you guys in the previous podcast, the couple days before the game, because you listen to the interviews. You listened and heard the interviews. The guy told you, yeah, I went back home to my high school. I chilled. I hung out. I got fat. I got my feet rubbed. My kisses from my mom, all type of stuff. Nothing was football related. Nothing was, oh, I grabbed my receiver. We went back home and we worked out, hung out a little bit, But you always got to, especially the quarterback position, especially in these days, you're getting paid millions of dollars. Why are you going home? It just doesn't make no sense to me. But I know they seem to be good. But the same interviews, right? The same interviews, and you hear Tay Johnson talk a little bit about the locked in and the focus he had during the bye week, and it showed on Saturday majority of the game. So I do think that it's a overall experience. You got to really embrace what the season means to be locked in. And I just thought we came out just a little soft. We didn't come out like we was hair on fire. And I think a little bit of that is because we relaxed on bye week. I mean, it's just what it is. Like, it happens. But fortunately, we played against a team that was just, they told you what was going to happen to them. And as expected, CJ had an interview where he said they showed us things we didn't see. I mean, obviously, this team is 1-7. They have nothing to lose. They're afraid for their life of the run. They're telling you this before the game. They're going to throw all type of stuff. They probably, because of who we are, probably won't run that stuff anytime else in the rest of the season. So yeah, CJ, you gotta think. We're a top team against a team that has no shot. They're gonna give you all type of haymakers and all type of things to try to just have a chance. And you have to conceptualize that as a quarterback on a elite program, that's what's going to happen. It's no different than when we come to these small town ACC schools and they're bringing the most historic crowds they've ever had at games. Yeah, it's just a lowly ACC school, but hey, it's us. We bring the crowd. The reason why LeBron James still hasn't went back to Ohio State, why? Because we haven't played him. I mean, clearly, every time we play him, he show up to the game. But unfortunately, we haven't played him on the schedule, so he hasn't gone back to Ohio State. So that's just how the game goes. And that's just a part of it. So when Notre Dame, it's the probably the one thing he probably will say at the end of the season is that we're everybody's Super Bowl, and that it's crazy that you can watch all types of film on the team you're about to play, go out there and they're playing way better or doing something way different than what you expected. Now, good teams, they're going to do what you see on film, but teams that have no shot are going to give you everything they got. So I think that's another learning experience. Thank goodness this is a team that, once again, just didn't have the guys. They just didn't have enough of what they needed to win the game. But fortunately, we were able to wake up as late as it was. And even still, I think that our mindset from a coaching staff, we were like, let's come in here and burn them out real quick. And I think they were more misunderstanding of where the team was coming out after a bye week. They didn't really think that, these guys will really take their foot off the brake. Yes, you let them go home. What do you mean? You let them go home, Denbrock and Marcus Freeman. So you coming out thinking we finna put up 30 points in the first quarter. It's impossible. Them boys got to wake up a little bit. So us taking 17,000 shots in the first quarter, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And so I thought we could have just been who we were and always have been this year and just did what we do. We kind of took it out of that. We made it out of whack by saying, hey, we see it open. Let's just start launching the ball down the field. Like, let's just, and I'm like, okay, but that's not just who we are out the gate. And I appreciate us trying to get to that. But obviously we wasn't on the same coach-player understanding either. So once we got through that phase of launching it downfield, we didn't give up on it, which was good. But that style of play, we should do that in big games. How about that? Let's do that against Georgia's, Ohio State's, the Oregons, whoever we got to play that's in the top 10. Let's come out of the game like that, where CJ's throwing the ball down the field for big. That to me, in a big game, that's where that game plan should be implemented. You going against these dudes, like, the way you lose is because you get out of whack doing stuff you ain't used to. That's how you lose. But our talent is greater than that, so we, got through. Thank goodness, once again, I don't hear nobody talking about Chris Ash. What? Who? Why are you not trying to fire Chris Ash anymore? What happened to that? What happened to bring back Van Gorder and Al Golden and Newt Rockney, and what happened to all of that? I'm just here to say that Chris Ash, like he told you, he probably had to figure some things out early. He said, I can't change much because we got the thing is set up already. I'm going to just do my little tweaks here. I over-tweaked it in the beginning, and I had to tweak it back some, and I don't hear nobody say my name now. And he don't even get no credit. He doesn't even get the credit on TV. They don't even put the camera on him much. So
I'm about to say something that might come across disrespectful. Chris Ash is one of the luckiest coaches ever. He's very, very similar to Phil Jackson.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because people will say Phil Jackson has 11 championships. And I'll say he had Mike and Scotty and Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah, you're gonna win some.
How is Ty Lue looked since LeBron is not his guy? How many championships has he won since LeBron is not on his roster?
I mean, that's not fair.
Oh, it's very fair. I'm just making the point that good coaches with generational talent usually end up winning, right?
Oh, yeah. Usually get a couple. Yeah.
Dude, Pat Riley didn't coach Magic Johnson to his first NBA championship. If I gave the trivia question, hey, who was the first head coach to coach Magic Johnson to a championship? Most of the world wouldn't even be able to tell you. They wouldn't even be able to tell you. They'd be like, exactly. 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 You know what I'm saying? Pat Riley literally had the Showtime Lakers. Literally. That's what he had. Then he went and had D Wade and Shaq. I mean, it wasn't like he won with some bums.
No, he didn't win. He won with some fame guys.
Now, see, I think coaches like Rick Carlisle deserve a lot of credit, because if he had won that championship last year with his best player missing half of his Achilles pretty much in a game 7 before it finally snapped, if he had gone on the road and beaten OKC, who was clearly the best team in the NBA, he would have had, in my opinion, left the 2 most impressive NBA final wins by a head coach.
Wow.
Or 2 of. I won't say the top 2, because there are some that are debatable. But beating LeBron, Wade, and Bosh with the Dallas Mavericks, and then you turn around and beat, that would have been 2 of the most incredible head coaching jobs in NBA history. Yeah. But to go to your point, Chris Ash created his own problems, Left. He tried to come in and be a mad scientist when all he had to do was come in and say, oh, all right, this the playbook? This is what you guys like to do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I have Leonard Moore? Oh, okay. Same plays. We're running the same plays, guys. No tricky zone coverages. No dropping 300-pound D linemen. We're just going to run the same stuff. You guys, yeah. And all of a sudden, with a little nudging, I'm sure, from somebody named Marcus Freeman, but a little nudging from somebody, all of a sudden we saw Notre Dame go back to their aggressive style from last year. And what happened? Oh, let me tell you what happened. All of a sudden, Notre Dame is 4th in the nation in interceptions thrown percentage. All of a sudden, they're 26th in the nation, opponents' completion percentage against the pass. They're 11th in the nation at opponents' rushing yards per game. 89. Notre Dame's giving up 89 yards on the ground per game. Left.
Per game.
Per game. 89. When's the last time we said a Notre Dame defensive line or front 7 was giving up sub 100 yards per game on a run? Remember the running joke where the backup running back would come in and have a great day against Notre Dame all the time?
Running joke.
Not the starting running back. The backup running back would have a day. And yes, the whispers about all the noise about Chris Ash has become a little bit muted.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's become muted. But I'm not giving him credit. I'm not giving him credit for creating his own noise. He created that noise. So
I mean, I guess. But I do think though that it's good to see the fortitude of our defensive coordinator be able to figure it out. Obviously, he had a head start with the amount of talent, but it still takes some great coaching to be able to go out there and still put it together where it could have changed. We've seen same situations that it didn't take off. Brian Van Gordon, where it just kept sliding, and so for him to turn around and it looked very mimicking to our defensive years before, you would have to say, is it a system thing? Because you look at Al Golden, he probably like, hey, South Bend doesn't sound too bad. It's only 5 hours away. They having a problem. I'm having a problem. Maybe we can match this thing up. But, Chris Ash found a way to turn this thing around. Now, again, he's from a world-class organization in Jacksonville, Jack. So he knows how to have the professionalism and the fortitude.
What's Jacksonville's record right now?
It's the regular season.
What's their record right now?
Second in the division.
Yeah, didn't we have a bet that they were going to win the division?
I'm just saying they're second in the division still. It's great. It's great territory.
How is Trav's knee looking?
Oh, how is Trav's knee? That's crazy. He's fine.
I saw the headline. I didn't see the content.
Headlines are fooling. They tell a lot. Headlines tell a lot of lies.
Hence my concern and why I asked.
Yeah, it's game planning. We're being strategic. We want the next team to think he's not going to play. You know how that goes.
And shout out to the New York Jets for colluding with the rest of the league to stop the inevitable. Because you made terrible trades with everybody else. And according to reports that came out today, there was a deal made or an offer made by the Kansas City Chiefs for Breece Hall, and you chose not to trade him to Breece Hall. I'm pretty sure the rest of the AFC called y'all and said, if y'all give that cat Breece Hall to the Kansas City Chiefs, we will make sure that we beat you by 30 points every week.
30 points, yeah. Yeah, we're going, yeah.
But no, I agree with you, man. I agree with you on that front. That is... All right, move on from that. It happened. All right. It was ugly. Nobody really liked it. Look, in the middle of the game, I text you and I was like, hey, man, I guess maybe he shouldn't have gone home for the weekend. I wasn't talking about him individually. Right, it was just everything was just out of whack. Disjointed. Everything was out of whack, disjointed. And I'll be honest, Left. Mike Denbrock had one of his most disappointing games since he's been. See, I never blamed Mike Denbrock last year because I knew Mike Denbrock was kind of being held back in a sense.
Right.
Because of a lot of, there are a lot of contributors to Mike Denbrock being held back from running the offense he wanted to run. I don't know what I saw on Saturday, bro. I don't know what I saw. Especially, look, you said it, Love. I've never seen a head coach or a team clearly tell you what they're going to do defensively. Like the Monday before the game and the Thursday before the game. I've never seen a head coach just blatantly say, hey, man, look.
If we don't do something, it's going to be a long night. I've never, what?
And the safeties, the film is like, oh, my God. The safeties all night long were 8 to 10 yards off the ball.
It was so late.
On the TV copy, you can't see the safeties in the screen sometimes.
They showed the instant replays of these. I'm like, see, they just letting that thing go now. Like, even the one where the dudes crossed, because there's nobody back there. He just thought it. Because you look at they had a still shot of before the play, and there is nobody in the field.
Nobody.
They're like, listen, They looking back like you can have all of that. You can have it. This box, no, we not. And I told you that because what else if a coach is signaling that? That means he really believes he's like, look, coaching staff, throw out what we conventionally think.
Oh, absolutely.
I done called Belichick. He said this is what can stop a real strong run. Like,
coach, we don't have the DBs to cover the man to man. Doesn't matter.
I will give up 4,000 yards passing. And in the beginning, it looked like it worked. Put the ball in and you know, evidence to CJ now stacking games. They're probably like, well, USC did it. USC did it. That's probably his backlash. Because you don't have the DBs. USC did it and they don't have DBs either. And they kept it close. Now, we hit a 94-yard touchdown, which is what happens when you have one of the best players in the country. But early on, it was just, that's what I said. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. We got out of whack. I think Denbrock was too ready to say, oh, let's blow up. Oh, I'm looking at this from the skybox. Like, oh, my God. Salivating. There's nobody back there. And that sounds good, but you got to think, this is a team coming off a bye. These guys got to get warmed up. They already know they're going to win the game. That's the other thing. We already know, like these guys are just playing their little hearts out. And so you already in the mindset like this is, I'm just trying to get out of here, you know. So that's a concoction for disaster if you doing things that we're not used to. We're not a freestyling type of team offensively just yet.
Mm-hmm.
We're not just to call whatever off the top of the head. That's not. We're still a very systematic type of offense. To a fault, because I think that because we're so systematic in our just run beliefs and how we run the football, it's tough to see CJ in there sometimes because Denbrock makes it tough. He's still calling read options and runs that leave the quarterback responsible for another guy. Like, them runs got to get out of here if you're going to keep CJ in, you know what I mean? If you're going to keep CJ on the path that you want, because that's not who it is. And you could just see parts of the game where Denver was like, damn, I don't have a read option guy. You could just tell, like, the CJ looking up like, well, you want me to call that? You're not. So there's still that there in the offense that's frustrating. And then you just add, okay, we're just going to launch this thing as many times deep. It was bad because when you see great teams like Ohio State, they know they can go put up 1,000 points a game, but they don't change what they do. They'll look, we're going baby, big shot, baby, big shot. We don't care if Julian has 28 completions under 5 yards. But them extra 3, they're going to be them shot. They don't get out of character even though they can. You know, they can really blow a team. But we see the opportunity and like, oh, let's get ahead of ourselves. No, those are examples of what shows bad for when you get into the playoffs. Because now when you're against challenging teams, you know, you so used to doing whatever, you know, and so used to getting out of whack and not being thorough through 4 quarters, you're going to be making some bogus calls in big games too. It's just what happens, you know. So I think the discipline for our offense isn't where it should be for how good we are, but it takes a higher discipline to be as good as we are, to be as consistent, because we know throughout the game we're going to stack points eventually. You get a 94-yard touchdown here, get a turnover, a pick 6, and then 2 drives within the 20. Like, you know you're going to stack points. But when you're playing against good teams where you got to build drives, you got to have that mindset, 3rd and short, I'm not getting cute. I'm not sending – now we're doing pole cap formations. We're sending the running back and 2 linemen over here. And why? And then we throw it to him for no –
Man, look, I was laughing. I think it was the Penn State-Ohio State game was the early game, right? Right before Notre Dame, right? And so Joe Klatt was on the call, and Ohio State got to like their own 42-yard line. And he was like, okay, they're at their own 40. So they're about to take a deep shot. He was like, that's what they do. Once they get to their own 40, they throw it deep. And literally the very next play, they went over the top to Carnell Tate. He was like, I told you. He's like, they're like clockwork. Like they want to just get into this area. And as soon as they get into this area, okay, we're taking shots. We'll run the ball. We'll do this. We'll hit you with the tight ends, Max Claire, whatever we got to do to get to the 40. Once we get to the 40, oh, we're hitting you deep. We're hitting you deep. And it's like, yo, I still don't understand. First of all, we're going to get to your boy Marty Biaggi. I haven't forgotten because the dude clearly doesn't know how to evaluate kickers, place kickers, that is. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong.
The first time in history you have 3 different guys kicking all 3
minutes. That was crazy. That was crazy.
3 different guys. You say, okay, next. Damn, next. Like, who? 3 different guys. The whole special? I'm firing the whole special team part because it's one if one guy misses. Okay, he's in a rut. He hurt. But you've gotten so bummed out over the 2, you put a 3rd guy in. That's the crazy part. How you get to 3 kickers in a game anyway?
And this was the kick after they missed the 3rd PAT. I see Eric Schmidt and the other kicker on the sideline laughing.
Oh yeah, that was bad.
I'm like, yo, what is this? I'm like, dude, I don't care how funny the joke was. Like, bro, be cool. Be cool. There's nothing funny right now.
Where's the team? I need somebody with a right hook. Should have been through the camera angle. Just what are you talking about? Like, just I mean, the problem was that they were comfortable.
They were comfortable. Dude, they should have been ashamed at that point to even be on the sideline. Yeah. And these dudes on the sideline literally laughing. I'm like, this is crazy. I mean, that's embarrassing.
Oh,
yeah.
Never.
Never.
Are you kidding me?
Never.
The 3. They just would have been I don't know how you even like what's Marcus Freeman's conversation mid-game when you're like, let's rotate another one. Let's rotate another one. Let's rotate it. Like
man. Look, bro. It was crazy. The fact that was the day, it felt like the day it felt very Halloweenish. Like that game it was just weird stuff happened. Jadarian fumbling again, his 3rd fumble inside the 10.
Or something like it was crazy.
That's his 3rd fumble inside the 10. And then see, this goes back to like cats feeling comfortable making mistakes. The kickers. At some point, we all know how great of a player Jadarian is, but there has to be some consequences, bro. There has to be some. There's no way in the 4th quarter he should have been getting snaps at running back. If you want to keep him in on special team, there have to be consequences. You cannot continue to fumble the ball inside the 10-yard line. No other running back can take snaps in the 4th quarter, double digits. That's crazy. What are the consequences? What are the consequences to these kids? They're just laughing it up on the sideline. There's no shame. Just crazy. None.
They were just so blatant. Like, it was just like what?
I would have. Whoever told the joke, I was like, man, get away from me, right, dog.
I wouldn't even. It wouldn't. Man, listen, it's different times. It just would have been a problem in the locker room for real, because you already are on edge with these kickers anyway, because we like, oh, you don't do nothing all practice, you just be kicking and chilling all day. So you better make all of them because you don't. And then you missing, and then it's not the one guy, it's the room now. Oh, all of y'all be horsing around and jerking off and all type of stuff. Y'all all clowning because how do y'all go through a rotation? And as bad as the kickers are, the holders are bad too. look, the holding's been, whatever too. So it's becoming a bigger problem because before it was injuries. Okay,
The entire operation is bad.
yeah.
Right now.
It's everything. Okay, next is gonna be the snap. Long snapper gonna snap it over the dude.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
It's true because the operation is bad.
True.
And with injuries to holding to kicking, what's next? We fumbling, and I'm glad the only consistency has been fair catching in the punt game, and we dropped one against Boston College.
Yes. And we're lucky to get it back. You're right, man. That game was just really weird, bro. That game was weird, man.
Oh my god, it was like it kept raining when it was pouring. It was terrible.
That game was weird, but I will say this: we continue in the red zone to just ignore the big 6'5", 200-pound wide receiver. He basically had to steal the touchdown from Will Paulin. Just had to take it from him because they were running into the same area. I don't know what the play call was.
It was jackpot. Back in the.
It's on a fourth down too. It's on a fourth down as well. And CJ said the call was for Malachi Fields, but
yeah, I'm sure it was. It was you score. I mean, I'm rolling with it. Yeah, I did it with my one hand behind my back. But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like this is the problem with not having a sole identity to your offense. Because now we're just being picky about stuff. Oh, Malachi's not getting the ball enough. But you got it's no different than Jeremiah Love not getting the ball enough. There's so many different options on this team that it's easy to come up with the issue of who's not getting it enough, who's not, especially when you're blowing teams out. But that's why having the elite coaching ability to have an identity, even with the so many tentacles that you can go in a offensive direction, that it's like you're doing yourself a disservice by trying to feed everybody. At least the running back room knows, and to your point, which I somewhat disagree, is that, yeah, there ain't nobody going else in. We've already made a decision. This is a two-back race all year, and they get the crumbs maybe and if never. Like, it's just that's how Cider told you at the beginning of the year. Why are they not in the game on third down? Why are they not getting the ball in the late? Why are they rotating this much? Well, he's standing on it. And no matter how much of the lead or who we playing, them two gonna be in the game after fumbles, but he's no different than how he was treating the same at Penn State. He was playing only them two dudes at Penn State.
Facts.
So Coach Cider ain't doing nothing different than what he was doing before, which just shows you that coaches gonna coach how they coach. Dylan McCullough is the coach to play everybody. Coach Cider isn't. Now, both are successful. I think Cider's a little bit on the luckier side because he just happens that the two that he has are the two best.
That's that Phil Jackson stuff. He walked in like
he looked like a genius.
I had two good ones at Penn State, but these two
is an upgrade, and they fit my coaching style. I only played two, so I just get two better than the two I had. That's a perfect fit for me. I'm not, and when those two leave, I'll play two more. But the thing is, he's lucky because he's coming into something with the previous coaching perspective. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't work everywhere. Most places you go, you gotta adjust and do. But at the same time, he got lucky because what if they weren't the two best? And they were all truly Dina McCullough and how they played, where they were just all special in different ways. Now, when Jadarian's fumbling, you're looking like, Coach Cider, what are you doing? Aeneas is just as good. Keegan Young is just as good, But Coach Cider stuck to his guns. He said, I'm playing the two versus.
He's like, I don't He's like, I don't give a darn about a fumble. Marcus Freeman's gonna have to pull that plug. Marcus Freeman's gonna have to say, "Hey, man, take him off." Yeah, he's gonna have to say, "Yo, Jadarian, he has one more time. Jadarian has one more time to put the ball on the ground."
Because he put it on the ground, and times he be like, whoa, what are you doing? Like as much as we love you, like this right here is like you crossing. Like we can put up with a lot of stuff, but with you and this, it don't match. It don't mix.
We put up with the alligator arms. The interception for Texas A&M. We put up with that. We put up with some other stuff.
It just can't. It's not, that mistake is not bigger than the swing pass versus Arkansas for 50-yard touchdown. It's just not bigger. So
don't forget the kickoff return against USC.
Not bigger, even though it's why we say, like, okay, you're the two best backs, but that still doesn't excuse the fact that I think that we can still find room to play those other guys. I think if anything, it's because of how Dina McCullough has showed us it's possible.
Mm-hmm.
Truly, all 4 or 5 of those guys were impactful through those playoffs.
Yeah.
Jadarian Price wasn't as hot as Aeneas Williams was in the Penn State game. But will we ever find that out in the season if we're only playing 2 backs, hella high water? I don't know. You know what I mean? How does Aeneas
at this pace, Aeneas get red shirt this year?
Seriously. I mean, if that's how he's going to do the running back room, then that's how we should recruit it. You're going to take a year off until you get in that 2-man rotation. And if you're not in that 2-man rotation, you're just going to have to sit it out. Now, that'll run dry fast because you're not going to have the 2 best backs in the nation every year. That's your 1 and 2. It's just like you're going to have to start putting some variables and formulas and matches and mixes. But overall, I do believe, though, that's if you're going to do that way, it has to match with the offensive coordinator. Mm-hmm. That means that those 2 are the primary in all offensive schemes, in all game plans moving forward, because those are the 2 that's going to be in all game, and they're the 2 best players offensively. Yeah. That needs to be known to the team. Not it's known because that's just what it is. It needs to be known to the team and how we call plays. Because when you go in there saying, all right, today is Jadarian's day, today is Jeremiah Love day, today is Malachi Fields day, today is CJ day, then you're unfortunately going to run into the problem of, well, what about this guy, a.k.a. Jaden Grayhouse, who's on his LeBron James fake injury right now? I'm not going to say fake injury. He's on his LeBron James.
No, tell the truth. Shame the devil. Shame the devil, tell the truth. You know the truth. Go ahead and speak the truth.
Jaden Grayhouse on his sciatica right now. That's what we generalize in quote unquote fake injuries for sciatica. So if you got a questionable injury, we're just gonna call it a sciatica.
Well, his is a hamstring. It's been a hamstring. It's a hamstring. It's a hamstring thigh. But no, in all seriousness,
all seriousness,
you don't want to waste this opportunity, man.
You don't want to wait. Yeah, and I think
these 2 running backs, you get Billy Schrauff back. They expect Charles Jagasaw to come back. You expect the offensive line to get better. This offense, the defense is getting back to where it was last year. Everything seems to be coming together as you approach the playoffs. And we're going to talk about where they stood in the initial CFP rankings that were released this week. Man, look, it's a wasted opportunity, man, if you don't make another deep run. It just is. We were laughing and joking, right? Because before Left was talking trash like he always does. And he was talking trash about Michael Jordan, like stepping away for 2 years, right? Who steps away for 2 years? And I was like, just think about it. It was pretty much what Notre Dame did. I said Michael Jordan spotted the rest of the league 2 years to catch up. Like, I'm going to give you 2 years to catch up. And then he came back and ran 3 straight again. I said that's pretty much what Notre Dame did this year. They spotted the rest of college football 2 games. We're going to lose the first 2 games. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're about to run the script. And you're still not going to be as good as us. We're still going to be a top 5, 10, top 10 team. It is, it's to a point now when Marcus Freeman has brought this Marcus Freeman has, Notre Dame is ascending because the rest of college football is really pissed off.
Yeah.
About Notre Dame. No one cared about no one really even took Notre Dame, and no disrespect to you and your boys when you were there left. But nationally, no one was like, Notre Dame's in the top 10. Oh, Notre Dame's in the top 5. Marcus Freeman has ticked.
Saying top 10?
What do you mean? No, I said they really didn't take you all as a serious threat. I'm saying they disrespected you all. Nationally, bro, look, it's on record. It's on record. Cam Newton was talking crazy. It's on record. Vince Young says flat out, Vince Young, they were asked, like, you guys would have faced Notre Dame if Notre Dame and Brady Quinn had beaten USC that year. What do you think about that matchup if you guys had seen Notre Dame? Vince Young laughed. I was like,
that's the shame.
Now you
don't have no chance.
You against Jalen Hurts or no, you would have been going up against Coker, right? That year, right? If you guys in 15, that was Coker, right?
That was Jalen.
That was Coker. Coker beat transfer from Florida State and beat Clemson in the first matchup that Alabama had with them. And the next year, Jalen was a freshman and lost to SHAUN.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. God, they were babies, man. That's crazy.
No disrespect. I just don't think anybody took a Brian Kelly team in a big game seriously. I just don't think they did.
15 was the year that we were going to change that, and
I agree with that.
And the Florida State game was shit. No, was that the Florida State game?
No, that was 14. 14 was the Florida State game. That year
After
before
the Florida State year, we was like, okay, we have the team to actually win these games. That's what it was.
Right.
14 was definitely like, much to be desired.
It's crazy because you just knew, like, you and Tarian in the first 2 games. I'm like, come on.
Yeah, it was tough for us to still be as good as we were to get 4 points away from, 4 points in 2 games away from, changing a Clemson story where Dabo has been eating off of, I think, until his last couple of years now. Just because, that was just a great time of football, man. I think that's, you look back on it now, and these coaches then now are considered the biggest coaches, this, that, and the third. So, that was a good part of history for college football.
It is. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Let's get to the super chats. GTB. If you have a super chat, GTB, put it in there. Put in the chat so we get to it. Our boy Noop Life 007. Noop Life said he's originally from New Haven.
Okay.
Yeah. Said he's originally from New Haven. So shout out to him. Just because I wanted to support my guys. We appreciate you, Noop Life. And Coleman Smith says, Sean, it's officially college basketball season, man. Prediction on Illinois. They will finish 4th or 5th in the Big Ten. Maybe they win a game in the tournament. Maybe they sneak into the Sweet 16. They're just they have too many Europeans for me. Too many European players on the squad. Have no one that can literally just break you down and get a bucket. So, yeah. Way too many Europeans on that team for me. What, man?
What does that even mean?
What you mean?
The Lakers got all type of Europeans?
That proves my point. That proves my point. Because the Lakers ain't winning a darn thing this year. That proves my point. Yeah, I'm just saying. Sean, are you surprised at the 26.5 point spread when Notre Dame has only averaged 31 points? over the past 4 games. Am I surprised? No, because they've covered. BC was the only game they haven't covered in that span. They've covered in those situations. So no, I'm not surprised. Let's not forget, coming into this game, Navy was 24th last year, and they got spanked 56-14 at MetLife Stadium, I believe. And of course, 6 turnovers didn't help their case, but this year they're facing a quarterback because last year they couldn't stop the run, but they were helped because the passing game wasn't that good. This year they're facing a quarterback in CJ Carr, who's second among all freshman quarterbacks in FBS, and passing touchdowns with 16, fourth in the nation in passing yards at 2,057, and then he ranks fourth in yards per attempt at 9.84. And then he's fourth in passing yards per completion at 14.8 with a 170.6 passing efficiency. That's crazy. 257.1 a game through the air as a freshman. I understand why Vegas has it at 26.5 right now. I really do. I understand, man. Because it really is pick your poison with this Notre Dame offense. It just really is. It's pick your poison. Pick your poison. We saw consecutive weeks. Think about this. In consecutive weeks, USC chose to keep the safeties back, and eliminate the big passing plays. And they died. The running backs killed them. 300 yards on the ground. Boston College sees that and says, all right, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. Everybody in the middle of the field, up front, our DBs on the island all game long.
I mean, really all game long. It was crazy.
And even they gave up.
They kept giving it up. They're like, no, we're not. It's still not impactful enough for us.
No. So, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked by that at all. Lucky Lefty Podcast. Go to Bleav Network for the audio edibles each and every day. Follow us at TikTok, Instagram, and X at Lucky Lefty Pod. Subscribe on YouTube. Hit that thumbs up. It helps with the views. And then leave your comments and questions because we indeed respond to all. If you go over to FanDuel.com, Notre Dame is installed as a 26.5 point favorite. 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the Navy midshipmen come in. Marcus Freeman is 2-0 against the Navy midshipmen as a head coach. And honestly, Left, the series is lopsided, right? We're talking about 83-13-1 at Notre Dame Stadium. Notre Dame's 32-5 all time against the Navy midshipmen. So 26.5 points sounds about right, especially if Notre Dame plays a B game. 55.5 with the over-under. I think Vegas is starting to show a lot of respect for that Notre Dame defense. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're showing more and more respect for the Notre Dame defense. And a Navy squad whose offense, in my opinion, is not as explosive. I mean, they just lost. I watched that game against North Texas State. Yo, Navy's defense is whew. They can't stop the run. They can't stop the pass. I think the game on Saturday is going to look very similar to the way Notre Dame beat Army last year at Yankee Stadium. I think it's going to be very similar. Very similar. I think ultimately they just can't stop Notre Dame. And they'll get a couple of drives with, their quarterback who is absolutely phenomenal. But other than that, I think Notre Dame gets back on track offensively. Hey, MGO Irish has something for you left. Your Alter Knights heading to Hamilton tomorrow night to play those pesky Baden Rams.
Baden, man, that was always a tough program, but we handled them as we should. However, I do think that Baden has some pretty good athletes out there. They're usually a pretty good team, but Notre Dame, Alter, we're good at what we do, man, and we're pretty consistent. This is our head coach's 50th year being there. I mean, the brother been there for a long time, so he knows his team very well. You've been coaching in that same program for 50 years. You done seen it all with this, so it's awesome to just be a part of it.
All right, Lucky Lefty Podcast. Notre Dame. If I'm not mistaken, Left, they were in the 10th spot in the initial release of the CFP rankings. I literally tap in on Wednesday morning and I see there's nothing but whining coming from SEC fans, whining coming from Big Ten fans. I don't even know why ACC fans are even talking. Like, what are we talking? What? Will you have anybody in the tournament besides the ACC champion? Because Miami fans are complaining. And I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah.
What are we really talking about right now? And this is the problem, Left, right? This is the problem I have. And then I'll let you rock out. Either the excuse was they haven't beaten anybody, or they need to join a conference, or they're getting a free walk. Now, this comes after we need USC for scheduling purposes when we have Clemson, Alabama, and now Auburn coming up on the schedule. Oh, and I think Tennessee joins the schedule as well. It's just hilarious. And now Michigan. I saw you were petty. I loved it. I love you, Sharon, Michigan's coach. I was about to say Sharon Wright, but Sharon Moore was asked about resuming the Notre Dame Michigan rivalry. And he said he would like that. And you were petty enough to say, good, we need an extra win every year. We need that W every year. Come on back and take this spanking. And so I look, Left, none of it holds up. None of it holds up. And it's amazing to me how so many people on one side in one discussion will laud, this is America. This is America. This is the best country in the world where you can work hard, and in working hard, you can become whatever you want to become. And here is Notre Dame in college football that have worked their tails off on and off the field to build a brand that can withstand all of the business and all of the BS that has gone on over the last 40 years that has transformed the way things are done in college football and changed the landscape. There's only one standing that has been able to fiscally survive everything and grow and to be able to stand on their own. That's the American way, right? That's what everybody screams about. It's the best country in the world. It's the American way. Unless it's Notre Dame. Only when it comes to Notre Dame, though, now you need to join a conference. No. No, you're jealous. You're jealous. Because if your Texas Longhorns could do it, you would want them to do it. If your Georgia Bulldogs could do it, you would want them to do it. If your Ohio State Buckeyes could do it, you would want them to do it. If your USC Trojans could do it, you would want them to do it. That's why USC is begging at the table of the Big Ten right now over the new media rights, because they feel like it's a bigger brand. They deserve a bigger piece of the pie than, say, Rutgers. So if they can ask for more money than Rutgers in a joint venture of a conference, how are they any better than Notre Dame saying, yo, we're good on our own?
Yeah.
We're good on our own. What's the difference? You just have the covering of the conference. You still are trying to get more because of your brand. You're literally saying to the Big Ten, along with Ohio State, our brand is bigger. Wait a minute. Didn't we just have, and this is funny, the two teams that basically snubbed their nose at the ACC and said, you know what? Let us out of this conference because you're not giving us enough revenue via the TV deal. Clemson, Florida State, and you both suck. You both suck this year. But you were snubbing your nose at the rest of the ACC during the summer, talking about you're about to leave. How's that brand looking right now?
How's it looking?
How's it looking? Because when the Clemson brand isn't winning at an all-time high, see, I've seen Notre Dame's brand with mud on it still win in the ratings. I've seen it still generate revenue, still be able to survive without winning championships. Let's see how long that lasts for Clemson. It's not going too well for Florida State right now. See, stop being jealous. Because if you could do it, you would. Unfortunately, as Kendrick Lamar stated, you're just not like us. You're just not like us. And it's okay. It's a shame that schools that win championships like Alabama and Georgia are still begging for money because they're not good stewards with the money that they get. So once again, Notre Dame seems to control their own destiny. After losing the first two games of the year, Notre Dame controls their own destiny. Even people were worried after the Boston College game, the way they looked. Oh no, we're not going to be in the rankings. This is going to hurt us. And Notre Dame is still in the driver's seat when it comes to them getting into the playoffs.
Still in the driver's seat.
You know why? People know. I've never heard eye test as I've heard it as much as I heard it this week. Everybody with common sense was like, hey, man, dude, if you watch Notre Dame, it's easy to tell. They're one of the best teams in the country. They're one of the best teams in the country. Like, all of the other stuff. And then when you go to the numbers actually back up the fact that they're 10th, Miami's 18th. Regardless of the head-to-head, the numbers back it up. I don't understand it, man. Handle your business. Tell your team to handle its business. And if you handle your business, maybe
you'll be all right.
Maybe you can come to Notre Dame Stadium on a snowy December evening and take this belt. Take this belt. It made Indiana better. Maybe it can make your program better.
It made Indiana better. That's true.
It made Indiana. Kurt Cinetti is very thankful for that belt last December. He learned. They got better. So Oklahoma, come on down. Come on down. You can come get some. Somebody from the Big Ten, come on down. You can come get some. Because if Notre Dame wins out, more than likely, they're going to get a home playoff game. And there is nothing that the powers would like than another ratings bonanza with a night home game at Notre Dame Stadium.
Dang. Yeah.
Why? Because it's good money.
Great money.
And they know it. And you know it. Fans of the SEC, ACC, and Big Ten, you know it. And you're mad because you just can't do it. It's as easy as that. Go ahead, Left. Take it from there, man.
No, that's all it is. And, I mean, you said it pretty straightforward because that's true. And I don't know what people want from us. Honestly, I don't know what they want from us. We're just trying to be competitive, make a couple of dollars in this home game. It seems that we're locked in for this home game every playoffs as long as we get into the top 10, right? Like pretty much.
We have to get to that 8th seed.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure we'll climb. I mean, we still got 3 games left. Yeah, 3 games left, and we're going to win those. So there's still 3 weeks where a lot of teams got to still play each other. I mean, it's just what it is. So eventually we'll bump up to where we were, probably 5 or 6. I just know that the first game, the playoff committee is just going to try to make it really tough. Whether it be Oregon, whether it be, who did I see in the bracket? It was somebody before.
Oh, I'm sorry, left. And then look, the nerve of BYU fans.
Oh my God.
BYU? What?
BY who? I need to cut it out. I just don't understand how teams it's pretenders in November. I'm sorry, pretenders. How's the saying go? Oh my gosh, how did I lose the saying? The contenders are always late in season, and that's where teams have to fight the gauntlet. It's easy to win big games early on with no adversity, but to win games through the season and stay on that path and to turn around through adversity, that's what makes teams great. And we see from a Miami team that's just running out of fuel. That's just at the end of the day, they was never built for long-term success due to what their foundation was, a first-year quarterback. It's a bunch of transfers you depend a lot of production on. You had no true culture. You had pieces and you had a hot flash in the pan. Your true piece in being MALIK Tony is young. So that's just not going to carry you through the whole season because he don't even know what a full season's like. So they'll be good if they happen to stick around a couple years. Unfortunately, this is a one and done type of team. Think about how drastically different they are from last year. Teams that drastically change year to year are not sustainable all season, which I told you, Miami fans, before we even played the game. Everybody knows about Miami. They had the number 1 player and quarterback in the draft last year and couldn't make the playoffs. So I don't know how you just all of a sudden think you get a lesser player at quarterback on a 1-year transfer and think that he's going to do better. Miami last year at quarterback play was the best y'all get for the next 15, maybe 20 years. And that's respect to Cam because he became the number 1 pick and all the success he's had and the records that he broke at Miami. If that can't make the playoffs, don't come to me and say y'all just got so much better the next year with less. Y'all don't have the continuity of the Restrepo and the receivers that he had last year. This is all new project with a different type of quarterback with a past of knowing that when time get tough, he started giving the ball away. The difference is Cam at a higher clip is putting up points. Carson Beck, them 2 picks may end your whole season. And we're seeing that just Miami as a team, and then you add in Cristobal and you add in the ACC, Louisville got Miami's number in a lot of cases. SMU is you see them, you know. This is still an ACC type built team, and because they're a transfer built team, you're going to run into programs that are been around and been doing some things and putting it together like a Georgia Tech and other teams of that nature. So
disappointing loss by Georgia Tech against North Carolina State, though. Very disappointing. Very disappointing. Very. Talking about a team that Notre Dame didn't even play their best and beat by 29. Like,
Yeah, but these teams cannibalize themselves too. It's just sometimes rivals and in-state and in-conference opponents they're just stacked a way to beat you. Like they may not be able to win on a national scale, but they're just built to beat you. And I think that's how Michigan got Ohio State's number. They said forget out recruiting people. Let's just recruit against the best team in the conference. That's a smart way to go about it. We can't out receiver and out quarterback them. We'll just recruit against what they're doing. And it worked after 10 years, and they got a national championship out of it. But it's directed and it's focused because it's not trying to hit everybody. It's hitting the specific things. So I do believe that in a lot of cases, for Notre Dame, we've been winning for a long time, and that's where the thanks and credit to Brian Kelly comes in, is that there's a foundation of winning that he has established. I mean, you can't go this many years and not have winning seasons and still be the head coach. So for him to establish winning is boring at Notre Dame, then you can do transfers and have 1 year fix and flips and still be who you are as a team identity-wise because you've been doing it for a long time. Miami ain't been winning 10 games for 8 years. They haven't been doing that consistently for 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. So when you get these flash in the pan teams that are good, they're good for about 7 or 8 games, 9 games. And that's adding a number one pick. That's adding some top transfers. That's adding this and that. Guys getting better. But to have a program that's with transfers and with coaching changes and this, that, and the third happening, and you still winning 10 games a year, that takes years of a building process, which Miami doesn't have, which I knew they were going to fall flat when the season came to fruition. The cream rises.
Well, our brother Ken Gibbs told you.
Yeah.
He was a fraud as a head coach.
Told you.
He told you on this podcast. He's a fraud as a head coach. And every year they start off hot. Then all of a sudden they face other good coaches with good players, and they come up short. Coaching matters. He got outcoached by Jeff Brom. He got outcoached by Rhett Lashley. Plain and simple. But I agree with you. Super chat. Angelo 48 Bertelli, thank you for the super chat. SD, you think we got a chance to impress Keaton Henderson this weekend? Top 3 best linebacker on all platforms. Max Bullock is a great recruiter. You have one of the best linebacker rooms playing at their best right now. This is a linebacker game for the linebacker unit to show out against Navy. Do I think they have a great shot at impressing that young man? Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's a night game at Notre Dame Stadium. As simple as that. Lucky Lefty podcast. So, the rest of the ranking left, of course, Ohio State number 1, Indiana number 2. People were actually beefing about the fact that Ohio State was ranked in front of Indiana. And I'm like, what are we talking about, man? What do we stop? Texas A&M 3. Texas A&M is not the number 1 team in the nation.
Come
SEC,
on, guys.
SEC people were whining about that. Like, stop. Alabama at 4, Georgia at 5, Ole Miss at 6. Ole Miss, I think, let me tell you something. That last game of the year on the road at Mississippi State is going to be treacherous for Ole Miss.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough game.
Tough game.
Everything on the table, CFP on the table, that's going to be a tough game. Georgia still has Texas waiting. That's a tough game. Alabama still has LSU for sure. And who else is on their schedule? Auburn. They got Oklahoma and Auburn. They got LSU, Oklahoma, and Auburn. So while all these other teams and their fan bases are talking trash, man, just handle your business. You have other fish to fry in terms of the rest of your schedule. Handle your business. BYU and Texas Tech. BYU fans, you have to beat Texas Tech this weekend. Beat them. And then after you play them, you got to go on the road and play a Cincinnati team that's pretty good as well. BYU was just as hot last year and folded like tents when you got into the month of November. So, look, all this hubbub right now is fine and dandy. Texas 11, Oklahoma 12. Those are two teams that are lurking at 7-2. They have some big games coming up. If those two, Texas beats Georgia, they jump back in. And then Georgia drops down. And Georgia is on the fringes because you will have Texas A&M, Alabama, and Ole Miss, Texas jumping up, and then possibly Oklahoma jumping up if they could beat Alabama. This thing isn't over. I think Louisville has a legitimate claim beating Miami. They have a legitimate claim that they should be a little bit higher. But you can't want to be higher. Well, their one loss was to Virginia. Right. Their one loss was to a ranked Virginia team that's at 14. So Virginia's right in front of them. They sit at 15. Virginia's at 14. I get that. But Virginia, I'm sorry, you look at the rest of the schedule. Virginia only has Wake Forest at Duke, who just smacked Clemson around. Yep. And then they have, the backyard brawl with Virginia Tech to end the season.
Yeah. That's
tough. Louisville, they've gotten through this heart of their schedule where they played Virginia, lost, then they played Miami. That's to lose to Virginia and then come back and beat Miami on the road is impressive.
Yeah, it's impressive. Virginia's a team that is just, you would hate to just play them late in the season. You just don't want to see them.
Yeah, but Louisville they're at SMU in 2 weeks.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Exactly. So everybody's wondering and whining about Notre Dame. Bro, take care of your own business.
Focus on what you got going on.
You better focus on what you have going on. Because as it sits right now, Notre Dame pretty much controls their own destiny.
Yeah, we just got to keep winning. We ain't, we're good over here.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Lucky Lefty podcast. So that is our thoughts on the CFP rankings where Notre Dame sits. If you go over there to FanDuel.com right now, Notre Dame's installed as a 26.5 point favorite if they take on the Navy midshipmen on Saturday night, 7:30 p.m. 55.5 points is the over-under total over at FanDuel.com. And I would be very interested in how they're going to approach this game defensively. We said USC kept their safeties back. Boston College put their safeties in the box. It's going to be very interesting because, look, the over-under for passing yards for C.J. Carr in this game, man, I don't see it. I thought it was up. Oh, here it is. I'm sorry. 244 and a half for CJ Carr. Okay. And Blake Horvath, I can't believe this is crazy. Of course, I understand he's a Navy quarterback. His over-under is 94 and a half, bro. 94 and a half. You can find that and more over at FanDuel.com. Download. Boy, oh, man, put your head down again. Boy, the Willers. Ooh, look at them Willers.
Yeah, we put it together, man. We put
what you use? That Wet and Wavy or the Sporting Waves? What?
I got that secret sauce. Secret sauce.
By the way, I know you're a huge Chipotle dude. Are you a fan of that chimichurri sauce?
I actually haven't had it.
Okay.
Wanted the adobo ranch one. I don't have the stores that have the adobo ranch. They gave us the chimichurri, and I just haven't tried it.
All right. Coach Vic, what's up, boy? Say looking like Ralph Tresvant.
Yes, sir. Chris V.
Oh man. Oh man, you're the best. Lucky Lefty podcast. So we talked about this defensive line. They have the 8th best pressure rate with just the 4 guys rushing in the nation.
That's good. They'll win you some games.
They are giving up 89.3 yards per game on the ground.
I mean, our rush defense has been impressive. So
11th in the nation, left. 11th in the nation.
Been impressive.
Someone that deserves credit for that improvement. And we called it out. We thought this defense and the defensive line with these linebackers had a chance to get Notre Dame under that 100-yard threshold when it came to stopping the run on the season. They've been able to do that. Al Washington talks about what is the biggest reason why you're being able to apply pressure and why this defensive line is playing so well, with a lot of people playing well, going not just the first unit, but going to the second unit, even into that third unit. Al Washington had this to say.
Allowed us to do it. Yeah, I mean, I just think the players, their consistency, their work ethic, I think, I just think they give tremendous effort. I think rushing is a technical element, but the other part, man, is that desire. And you know, I would tell you right now, I didn't know that stat, but man, our focus is on finishing. You know, because we're right there in terms of putting it over the top. So that's been our focus. But what's allowed it is just, I think, their work ethic and their consistency, man, and their effort in that moment. You know.
Yeah, I think it's a desire, man. D-line is the same line of thinking as tackling. You gotta want to be down there and getting dirty and doing what it takes and taking on the physically tough challenges. And that's something that, you know, I think as a room we've been able to create through competition, but as well as just the well-being of what the expectations are. We've always been hearing we can't stop the run and we don't have a superstar and we can't do a pass rush and do all these things. And I think that's the things in which have molded them this year in terms of being consistent on the run defense. Because if anything, yeah, we may have had sack issues or getting to the quarterback issues, but the one thing that's been consistent through the whole year with and without our star rush defenders is the rush defense in general. We've been having a great lid on keeping that, like you said, under 100 yards. But the best part about it is it's not coming from one source. We felt like Gabe Rubio was the leading reason why, but then missing him and still being productive in rush defense just shows how impactful the team plays as a unit, speaks to that linebacker unit as well, being able to support that D-line and cleaning up tackles. But overall, that box, that front seven has been stellar, even with the mix and matches that Chris Ash and those included in the rotations out Washington has been able to put together, where we may have lacked in areas, but the foundation is right. The team rush defense is right. That's a moniker of our identity on defense. And Marcus Freeman's whole shtick is being physically challenging on the defensive rush front, and we've done that. Now we're cleaning up, and our superstars on our defensive line are showing up more in the pass rush. Abubakar Traore, Jordan Botelho, and they're adding their individual efforts to the pass rush. But collectively, I think we've gotten better as the season's gotten on providing somewhat of a rush, somewhat of a pressure situation. This hasn't been, overtaking of anybody, but it's just tough because if you can't run and you're getting somewhat of a pressure in the pass game, I think it's just a long day for an offense.
Look, what we have seen is something that left with all the success we had in the secondary, the great safeties, then on to the great defensive backs and the great linebackers. Left is like, dude, that's fine. When are we going to get the dudes up front, particularly on the inside? Like, when are we going to be able to shut dudes down, shut teams down? Yeah, with our defensive line. And here we are talking about a Notre Dame defensive line being one of the best in the business right now, the way they're playing and how deep they are. You pointed it out. Gabriel Rubio went down against USC, and everybody was like, oh, man, USC's been running the ball really well. Yeah, all right. This week, Donovan Hinish going up against Navy rushing attack. Donovan Hinish, that's a big loss. No, man. Next man up.
22 interior D linemen.
Let me tell you something. Go watch the first two plays on defense last week. Jared Dawson pumped. He let the BC offensive line say guard and center know, I'm here all day. Yeah. The way he bullied them on the first two plays, I was like, okay. All right, this is the same Jared Dawson, remember back in the spring, that was struggling because he was like, yo, we didn't do this at Louisville.
Yeah.
We didn't practice this hard.
Remember, he said when he came in, he was surprised that it was a lot more guys on the same mission than he's been around. Wasn't used to it. And now he's adopted into the culture and he's making great plays. And that's just something that you love to see.
Yeah. So defensive line continues to show up under the leadership of Coach Al Washington, who's doing an incredible job in recruiting as well. I just want to point that out. He really is. He has stepped it up recently in recruiting. How are you getting
just
better?
Like a deeper understanding of the nuance of it, right? There is some nuance there, but I think through repetition, through understanding, like the stunts complement the straight rush. I think understanding that, and when you do have a straight rush, take advantage of it. I think it kind of helps. And those guys do a great job of just detailing it and bringing to life all the coaching points.
Yeah. Coach, where do you feel the most improvement has come in the defensive line overall? Because obviously, the first couple of weeks, there were so many questions, and now you guys have become a strength of the team. What's allowed that part to happen? What do you think that progress has been like for this group?
Yeah, listen, to start the year, there were some challenging moments, but like that is the foundation. And you use those moments. You learn. Each individual learns. I learn as a coach. As a new group, every year is different. So, I think we've grown just from the standpoint of understanding our job, playing to our strengths individually, and just taking pride in doing our job. Like not worrying about necessarily what's going on outside of your control. Like you focus on doing your job and dominating and playing as absolute hard as you can, and don't worry about everything else. And believing in yourself. And we've kind of kept that mindset. Insulated ourselves from, in a sense. And to be honest, man, like our mindset isn't like, oh, we're good now. No, we look at the areas we can improve, and our job is to be the absolute best for the team, for the defense, but for the team. And we still got work to do. So proud of them, but we still can take big steps forward.
I don't think you'll see the nickel back too much this week. Dallas Golden and the youngsters, they can go relax. This is Navy. Extra linebacker, extra safeties. They're coming downhill. You already know what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the passing numbers are going to get even better after this game because, as we said before, over at FanDuel, FanDuel.com, the over-under total for Blake Horvath through the air is 94.5. So
yeah, not great. I'm excited though. We got a lot in the tank ready to go.
Yeah, love what he's saying. So Coach Al Washington talking about that defensive line once again. They're applying pressure with 4, which Lev. Can you explain to me, Lev?
Okay.
Can you explain to me, Left? Great punt. You bag BC up. They're inside their 5. You stuff them on the first down run. And then you blitz both linebackers on second down with your nickel playing 10 yards off the ball pre-snap. Like, it's the easiest thing for the quarterback to see. Even I can see that. Oh, wow, it's going to be this huge area right here where we can just run this quick slant, get 5-7 yards, maybe even the first down. And what do you know? They get the first down. And it's those type of calls, bro. It's not married. Like, if you're going to send both of those guys, you have to at least make it look like it's tight coverage. Pre-snap.
Yeah, I think that's a disguise thing. And, you got to think, if a guy is playing that far off, that means there's nothing behind him helping him. So he's like, look, I'll give up the 5 and rally to come to tackle. That's the thought before the play. I'm going to come and make the tackle and still be within the yards before the first down. However, it doesn't play out like that because guys catch it and get that thing going. It's going to be hard to bring them down and they fall forward and all this and that. But at the same time, because I don't know the defense, it could be somebody underneath coverage responsibility as well, where they could be a hole dropper, or they supposed to have a reroute on the receiver, or
right,
where there's an effect of the guy before he's just rolling at you full speed. So and that goes back to, there's somebody that's always messing up on the defense 99% of the time. So that's just how quarterbacks are able to operate, is they find a guy that's gonna mess up. Shit, I mean, because if they played it perfect, it's impossible to play. So,
but just don't make it so obvious pre-snap.
Yeah, and that's comfortability too. You see in the NFL a guy like Brian Flores and how his defense, everything looks like cover 0, and they make it disguise and all of that.
Hold on, Left. Hold on. Look, man, my dude in the chat, I need you to relax. For real, bruh. Everybody is patient enough to allow us to put up the super chats when we get to them. I need you to relax. I don't know about any conversation you've had with Malik. I promise you, if he has promised you something, we're going to
get it done. We're going to get it done.
If he has promised it to you, he's going to do it. Relax.
I ain't even see it. Yeah, okay, I got you, man. We gonna
just relax, man. He's going to do it. I promise you, he's going to do it.
It's been tough the last couple days. We're gonna get right.
I did that because I didn't want him to keep trying to get the attention. Like, dude.
No, I like it. Look, I'm glad we're getting participation in super chats, man. Spam the super chats.
Empire Sports Media, we appreciate you, my dude. Can't wait to get you on my show, Malik. Go Irish.
We're going to be on, man. We love you, man.
Oh, man. Lucky Lefty podcast. So let's get to some of the players, man. Your boy, my boy, Leonard Moore, he got beat for a tutty. He did,
and it was a good
play.
Good fight. I mean, dude,
He slipped and fell, and he wasn't feeling too happy about it. This is what Leonard Moore had to say about the game.
100%. Like, it's what you want at the end of the day. You want your coach to be able to say, you go out there and guard that man and don't let him touch the ball. So, yeah, that's something I take a lot of pride in, and not letting my man catch the ball. So, last week, we got to do something to make sure I don't have it again.
And then what's the challenge for you just to stay patient when facing an offense like Navy?
That's what they want you to do. They want you to fall asleep, but I feel like I always pride myself on week to week, just staying locked in and focused every play, whether the ball comes my way or not. So it's nothing different. It's just having your eyes in the right place and knowing your job.
Where do you feel you guys are at now? You're 8 games in, is actually halfway to how many games you guys ended up playing last year. Maybe how do you compare this team to last year's team that obviously made a deep playoff?
I don't know how I would compare it, because it's a lot of different personalities. That's the biggest difference, I would say. But we're still just as much of a unit, if not more. We're together every day, like always. So I feel like we always going to be a close team, and we're trending in the right direction, and we're getting better every day. That's what we're trying to do to reach our full potential.
Leonard, I was just watching some film, and I saw there was one time you kind of missed an interception. How does that feel when you miss those big opportunities?
It definitely stings. Like, you want every ball that goes up in the air to be yours. Obviously, you got to go to the next play, but something that I never want to do is drop an interception. So I definitely stung to not get away with that one. It hurts the team a little bit.
And then when you do your job on defense and go back, stand on the sideline, how is it having someone like Jeremiah Love out there, working and seeing him just in practice every day?
It's huge. Like all the dudes on offense, especially Jay Love, it ignites the team when you see somebody out there making crazy plays, especially like the 90-yard run he had. Like instantly, the juice just is up on the team. So it gives us a lot of momentum.
What was that last question? It feels terrible. That's how it feels. What do you mean? But
don't get me started on the questions. Don't get me started on the questions, bro.
What do you mean? But you know what's so interesting? It's like Leonard Moore is one of those players, converse from Jadarian Price, where some things you just like, okay, it happens sometimes. It's like getting dunked on. Everybody gets dunked on. Well, Wemby said, I'm going to keep blocking. As long as I'm blocking more and I'm getting dunked on, I'm going to keep blocking. So, and it's like you may dunk on Wemby, but we're not going to hold that as a Hall of Fame moment because it's some players are like that. As converse to Jadarian Price, you fumble. We on. Leonard Moore gives up the touchdown. It happens. It's just one of those things. So some players got it, some don't. That's how the dice rolls. But for him, I'm definitely not worried. I think he's established enough in good enough fights where, if he happens to give up one, I know he's going to get one later, or he's going to be in the mix of holding a part of the other opposing team's offense back in some way where they can't be explosive. So I know that he's a great piece, even if just like Drake Bowen giving up the Texas A&M touchdown. I'm not asking for Drake's job. It just happens. It was a good play. Tight end just happened to be 6'9". Some stuff I wish we would do with our 6'9", 335-pound tight end. But Drake Bowen's going to lose sometimes. But we're not looking to replace Drake Bowen. We're just saying that's just something that happens. But if Jalen Sneed misses a tackle or misses a TFL or drops a pick, it's the end of the world. That's just how the dice go sometimes. And so I just think in this case, Leonard Moore is fully prepared. I'm glad he's healthy. And that's the main thing about our secondary is that a healthy secondary is a scary secondary. And, we made use of what we had when we wasn't as healthy, but seeing Leonard Moore happy up there, man, I know that he's going to produce more, especially getting ready for these playoffs.
Man, just a friend. I'm jealous, brother. He said I'm on a work trip to Istanbul, and I was fiending for LFM. Hey, man, look, that's one I really want to take a trip to Istanbul. I do.
Real?
I hear, a lot of people have told me it's a fantastic place to go visit. Absolutely. Wow. Yeah.
That's India.
Yeah. My daughter just went. I'm a little my daughter's in the DR.
The DR?
She's in the DR with a group of friends. A mixed group, though. It's a mixed group of friends, a pretty big group.
Mixed like guys, girls, or mixed like
yeah, guys, girls. And I'm not worried about anybody she's with. It's just the DR, bro. I just I got no, bro. She has to check in like every hour, bro. Like like, yo, where you going? Where you at? Dude, man, she sent me a picture because she loves animals. And so she sent me a picture of this little cat, this kitten that came across their path. And I was like, man, it might be AI generated. I was like, don't even play with that cat. Because I know you'll take it home. And nope. And she was like, what? I'm like, man, look.
Look, I'm not as adventurous as these other folks trying to lead the country. I'm just like, listen, I can catch it on TV and postcards. Some places is just I'm not as excited to go to. Are you a world traveler?
Am I a world traveler?
Are you like, yeah. I gotta get a passport and hit, Nova Scotia. Like, I enjoy going to like a nice place in the country. I, go to Texas or go to Chicago for a little bit. That's fun for me. But I couldn't. I'm not excited to travel to Paris, for instance. I'm like, Paris, isn't it crazy over there? I think it's the food. I think it's the food. I go over there, eat some cheese and bread all day. I'm gonna get tight.
I've been to Paris as a high schooler, so that one is something that I'm not even. Yeah.
Like, you're not talking about it like, man, growing up, I went to Paris one time and it just.
I definitely have to. I have to hit Japan, but it's for like different reasons, bro. Because all of my boys that are going to Japan come back with like 5 pairs of exclusive Jordans.
Oh yeah, you shop.
They get them for crazy cheap over there, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
you going over there to be a customer. You ain't going just to.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
Yeah, like hiking those Japanese mountains and
no. It would be strictly to enjoy the culture, the music scene. That's it. Give me about 5. Give me a 3 to 5. No, give me a 5-day trip. Give me a 5-day trip. 5-day trip. That'd be enough for me. The islands, like I said, she's in DR, bro. But the islands to me are either for couples or like really young people. You know what I'm saying? That's when you go to the islands. Like when you booed up or like you're really young and you're just trying to kick it, right? Like my boy had his bachelor party in not the DR. He had his bachelor party in Colombia. And Colombia has become this huge like tourist spot, dude, recently. And I'm like, he was like, hey, you going? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. What? I'm not going to Colombia for a bachelor party? Are you crazy? No. Yeah, Bogota is like, is it. And they were laughing because they said they had VIP in one of the clubs, and they said
for like $10.
The girls just came up to their section and stood around the section all night, just waiting to get picked. And I said, dog, that's I said, that's dangerous medically. That's dangerous. Financially, that's nothing but danger, bro. No parts of it. None.
Oh man, yeah. It's a trip that you should take, at a place in time in your life, at a place in time in your life, It's not a trip that you're taking when you have responsibilities in life. It's all good.
Man. Lucky Lefty podcast. So let's talk about that 6 foot. He's up to 6'8", 355 tonight. Left, is that what you said?
Yeah, he's getting up there. He's in that bye week added some pounds.
Notre Dame's tight end Eli Rader, who had a big game against Boston College.
And I think we
this is what he had to say.
A lot of weapons this year. Elite receivers, running backs. We can rely on anybody to make a play. And then, experience with our O-line helps too. We have some returning starters. And then CJ, obviously, really intelligent and knows what to do, knows how to command the team. And a mix of that is really helpful.
And what's kind of your recovery process throughout the week?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty decent, honestly. No real complaints. Obviously this deep in the season, you're going to have bumps and bruises and not going to feel great. But, I'm in the training room every day and really prioritizing feeling my body right and spending enough time to recover in the training room. So,
from an offensive player's perspective, going up against Navy, a team that obviously likes to dominate the possession, what's that like mindset-wise going into the game where you kind of know every possession really matters in a big way?
Yeah, we definitely we're going to make a big emphasis on making every possession count. They do a really good job of, holding the ball and, limiting the possessions we have. So one of our keys to victory is, making every possession count and not wasting them. So it's really important to make every snap count.
If he said make every snap count, then that means he doesn't take plays off where he runs routes shorter because he's tired, which means I expect a full effort and consistency from him. And hopefully through that, he gets the ball more. And I think that he's just too big, too strong to not be out there dominating like he should. But I'm an Eli fan. I mean, it's kind of funny because I don't know too much about our other tight ends just because I think Eli is just such a presence. And so he's became CJ's, one of CJ's top cabinet members. And I think it's important for him to continue to try to, help CJ out as the younger guy to do his job to the best of his ability.
Man, that cat Angelo Bertelli said he did his honeymoon in Florence. Italy is beautiful, bro. Hey, bro, I could do Italy. I'm jealous, man, because my boy and his wife, they did the Amalfi Coast. Yeah, it was funny because they said we only left the house like 2 times because, on the Amalfi Coast, the homes are built into the mountains. So, like, the stairs up to the actual crib is a climb. And he's like, bro, after that first couple of times, we were like, no, we're not going out. Like,
good.
Nobody wants to make that climb anymore. But, man, you talk about a beautiful place. And like I said, Florence, Italy's just, yeah, man. I can definitely do Italy again. Greece is interesting, right? Greece is interesting. Parts of me wants to get to like Egypt for nostalgic reasons.
Not no more. I mean, yes, always, but it's too it's too crazy.
I'm going to the east coast of Africa. I'm going to do that. That's on my. I want to go to the port of no return. I want to do all of that. Like eventually, I'm going to get to that. I've never had a desire to go to South Africa. Never. Really? Nah, I really haven't. Greece is interesting though. Greece is interesting, but Greece is a place where you have to really be in tune with what's going on locally when you decide to go over there. Well, anywhere internationally, you should be paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah,
you should be paying attention to what's going on, especially before you travel. Before we get out of here, Left, we heard from Eli Raridan. Let's hear from Josh Burnham.
I think it starts at the start of the season until now. I don't really think our mindset really changes. I think we just got to take care of one game at a time. Don't really overlook everything. I mean, especially with the rankings, everything. We can't have guys, especially the younger guys, focusing on all that. I mean, we got to come in, work every day, and if we do that, the rest will take care of itself.
What are the challenges facing Navy, especially for the D-line in particular?
I mean, it's a lot. You don't go against it every day. I mean, it's difficult. They're good at what they do, and especially some of these young guys like Boubacar and Logan. This will be like their first time playing against it. I mean, I remember my first time playing against it. It's so much faster than what you think it's going to be. I think the past 3 years for me has helped, and it'll slow the game down. So it'll be a great challenge, but I'm very excited.
And then another game under the lights in Notre Dame Stadium. How much you guys cherish that opportunity? Because it's kind of rare to have that many night games in the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. Notre Dame is a special place, let alone the stadium, especially at a night game. I mean, the energy, the atmosphere, it's going to be electric, and we're all super excited.
Hey, Josh, against BC, in your opinion, what do you think clicked and didn't click so much, and what are you guys working on all week?
I think we had good, all-around football. I mean, I think defensively, we were able to go attack the quarterback, and that led to getting the DBs some interceptions, and the DBs were playing tight coverage, allowing us to get home. So really complimentary football all around.
Mm-hmm. And how would you describe right now the team chemistry and the energy between your group right now?
I think it's huge. I mean, we spend every day with each other, especially getting, kind of like you said, into November football and everything. Everyone's dinged up a little bit, but, I mean, you come in and you work every day, and, I mean, we're going to remember these days for the rest of our lives.
This is a young man talking about the depth of the defensive line. Injured, nicked up a little bit early in the season, but he's really come on. They took a sack from him on that bogus personal foul on that 4th down play. It's ridiculous. And he gets out, makes a play in the flat on a receiver trying to get a screen or a little quick pass, and all over the field. He looks much healthier. And just, once again, evidence of the depth on the defensive line.
That's right. And I think Josh Burns is a great leader, a nice fill-in for a Riley Mills type of player, just a strong foundation and leading point in that defensive line. And like you said, I think he's just one of the pillars of what makes it physically tough and consistent. And he'd run through the wall for you. And he's right. These are memories that last forever, and they're doing a good job at that.
So someone asked the touchdown for Eli Raritan is at plus 200 for anytime touchdown prop against Navy, plus 200.
There we go.
So look at that. Of course, over at FanDuel, download the FanDuel app and you will find Notre Dame installed as a 26.5-point favorite against Navy with a over-under total of 54.5. Yeah, Left. So it's been a great show, man. We thank everybody that's been. Oh, Left, congratulations, man. Your Lakers are looking really good. Congratulations, man. Looking really good. They're doing it without LeBron James. I think they're currently second in the Western Conference, right? I think behind the Denver Nuggets, if I'm not mistaken. They're the second seed right now. No, behind the Oklahoma City Thunder, who are 8-1. They just lost their first game to the Indiana Pacers over the weekend. So Oklahoma City's at 8-1. The Lakers are 7-2. Yeah, second seed in the West. That's impressive, man. That's impressive.
Impressive.
Yeah. Oh man, what's the Eastern Conference looking like? Oh snap! The Chicago Bulls are the number 1 seed. They have the best record in the East. Oh wait, hold up. Wait a minute. Wait, without Kobe White? Wait, did I see that correctly? Wait a minute. Yeah. Oh.
It won't last long without Zach LaVine.
Wait. Wait a minute. You guys are the number what seed?
It won't last long.
You're the second best record, right? Second best record. And
it won't last long.
Wait. The Chicago Bulls have the best record in the Eastern Conference. Well, what do you know? What in the world? What do you know?
10 games that looks good. 10 games.
Hey, I'm just saying. Hey, if you can talk about what the Lakers are doing, I can talk about what the Bulls are doing. That's all I'm saying. Josh Giddey, baby, all-star. Hey, Josh Giddey's killing. Hey, relax. You're disrespecting Josh Giddey right now, bro.
No, you're disrespecting saying all-star. All-star?
No, he is an all-star. What are you talking about? He's the best point guard in the East right now.
Okay. Yeah, Lucky Lefty podcast has been great with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Send us out. Let's send us out. Send us out. Send us out.
Best in the East.
Would you like to hear his stat line?
Garland guy? What are we talking about here? 23
points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. You can put the waves in the camera all you want to. Dems is facts, my brother. Dems is facts. He's averaging darn near a triple-double. Dems is facts. Nah. Yeah, we can end on that note. Take us out, Left. For Left, SD2 mics. We'll see you all again for another edition tomorrow, the Lucky Lefty podcast. Have a great Thursday and continue to make sure you spin it different. That's right. All-star Josh Giddey.